Here comes trouble!
Good day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome back to Serious Sam, the first encounter. And where we previously left off in the last episode, we completed the Oasis level, we had collected the final element, and now it's our task to, well, enter the City of Memphis, and it's kind of heavily guarded, as you can see. So, let's just deal with these enemies right here, and just get a start on this. The minigun, really good for taking out balls. But the rocket launcher works just as well. You there! Spamming rockets at me! I don't have time for this. Well, I'm gonna see if I can use the grenade launcher effectively on this guy. Also, it's really good if you can actually get, like, the rockets to hit other enemies, because there is friendly fire in this game, technically, so the monsters can actually hit each other with their projectiles. It's kind of funny. And now we have to deal with kamikazes. Truth be told, I don't usually do the battle this way. I tend to do this battle improperly by running over the hill at the very start of the level, because, well, I'm a wuss, for one thing. I don't really like kamikazes that much. And, yeah, this is kind of a new experience for me. A little bit scary, but I'm sure we'll get through it just fine. And that's what we did. Bit of a chaotic start to the level, but that's how Serious Sam usually goes. Also, this level has great music, can I just say? Like, I love listening to the peace track right here, and just walking over the hill. That is just a beautiful sight, can I just say? Uh-oh. Yeah, that's an enemy trigger. I'm thinking that there's supposed to be enemies spawning in front of me. I could be wrong, though. Also, some people might actually recognize the theme, like, the Hostiles theme. Anyone who's been on my channel around for quite some time, I used to upload video game music, and I made an extended version of a track from Serious Sam 3, which was basically a remix of the Hostiles theme from this level, so it wasn't patched up very well, admittedly. It's kind of messy, but it's probably my most popular video on this entire channel. Interesting note right there. Ooh, that's a bulb. I'm gonna die, I bet. Oh wow, I'm good at this game. I just wasted all my minigun ammunition. Okay, but yeah, as I was saying, some people might recognize this track because I uploaded an extended version or a remix of this track from one of the recent Serious Sam games. Moving on, this is a secret right back here. There are a couple secrets that are kind of far away from the main path, so I wanted to get this one first because on the other side there are two secrets to encounter, so right here, after discovering this stuff, we get a bunch of rockets. And a bit of health, which is nice. And now we can head out this way. Well, I click my gums. I've had a really bad tendency to do that throughout this entire playthrough, where I just click my gums at random moments. At random moments, I do apologize for that. Awkward laughter! It makes me good at playthroughs. Right. I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just rambling at this point. There's a health kit right over here, which spawns a bunch of clear skeletons. This is probably where I like using the grenade launcher the most. Boom! And you there? No! Not come any closer. Pretty straightforward. Alright, so that was the secret health. And now you can see there's some items way out here. So we're going to be heading right towards those. Should I... I'm kind of a little bit nervous about doing this actually, because going over here spawns like a million harpies, and as you might know, using a bullet-based weapon is probably much better for taking them out. And I don't really have that much in the way of bullet-based ammunition. However, the grenade launcher here actually does do well in like giant crowds of enemies. It's also worth noting, in levels like this, if you go out too far, then eventually you actually start taking damage from the sun. I think I mentioned that in the first video, like, yeah, you can see I'm taking damage right now because I've been out here for too long. Walking away quickly fixes that, so... And you can actually hear their harpies. I think they're actually taking damage from the sun as well. But this is where the grenade launcher doesn't really works absolutely well against giant crowds. Just let them group together. If you get a direct shot, then you will be satisfied by the results. And it's also convenient when they're all clumped together on the ground as well. Kaboom! And one more. Yeah. Alright, that was fairly simple. So yeah, Dooms, this level is kinda relatively short. I mean, there's basically a series of battles, once again, that we'll be partaking in after we pick up those items. But for the time being, we're just going to go after these secrets. And then once we complete all those other battles, then we go inside there and we partake in more battles, and then that's the end of the level. Hello. Was that the secret? I think... I'm not even sure if that's actually considered a secret. Like, there's a health bottle right here. Is this it? No, maybe it isn't. Well, I thought this was a secret. Let me just go over... Oh. Okay, that's understandable. Sorry, I'm just trying to prioritize right now, and I'm a little bit quiet on doing so. I don't like the sound of a million balls running in my direction. Oh! Yes, you turned a bit quickly. When bowls collide with things like walls, such as that, then they can actually turn a lot more quickly than they're supposed to. I think this is a secret right here now that I've triggered the enemies. Could be wrong. It could just be a few random enemy spawns that aren't really a necessity to encounter. Oh, there's armor over there. Maybe that's the secret! I'm really good at this game, you guys. I'm good at figuring out what the secrets are. Alright, maybe this wasn't a secret, but on the other side, I guarantee that there is a secret over there. If I'm lying, may lightning strike me or something corny like that. And the door is indeed not openable for the time being. I don't think the Trix actually has any messages for us right now. We just have to defeat all the enemies and then enter the temple. There's a tree. Just this one little lonely palm tree. Blow it up. I said blow it up. There we go. Secret items have been spawned. And also, secret enemies, notably. What? You didn't die from that. You probably noticed as well, one thing that's pointing out, on big chunky enemies like bowls, sometimes their bodies remain and you can actually shoot at those bodies and the rockets, like your projectiles. Any explosive based projectiles will collide with the enemies, so be careful when you're doing that, otherwise you might end up blowing yourself up with rockets, and that's not exactly pleasant. That was the secret, and this is kind of a bit of weird shadowing. Just ignore that. Also on multiplayer, this map is actually really fun to rocket jump on, like this area right here on this giant column. The way rocket jumping works in Serious Sam is kind of strange. You just have to basically just jump against the side of this and you sort of surf up with the rocket jump. You can get up to the very top of that column and you can just stand up there and brag about how good you are at rocket jumping or something. I don't know. Also on the pyramids in this game, there's a really funny mechanic where you can actually, like, climb up the corners of the pyramids just by constantly jumping, and eventually you can get to the top and you can fly right above the map. It's kind of cool. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I should make a video on that at some point where basically it's just me sort of rocket jumping, showing all the crazy rocket jumps, but then again, it's kind of been done before by a few different people on YouTube, so... I'll think about it. For now, we have to worry about these enemies. I'm just gonna make practical use of the minigun for these bolts. There's enemies behind me. This guy just tried to claw me, that was adorable. I believe if we wait long enough, there's actually going to be more bowls. I'm gonna try and stay in one specific spot so that way I don't die. Try to aim these grenades. Yeah. Let's just use the potato launcher on them. Maybe I should just call this thing a potato launcher from now on, because essentially we're just playing hot potato. And I just kind of made a direct reference to something Sam says in the second encounter, so spoilers. Sam has more one-liners in the second encounter, and they're actually a bit more funny than the stuff he says in this game. I don't really plan on doing the second encounter directly after I do the first encounter. I mean, I might consider it, because there is another thing that I want to do, as I've mentioned in the first part of this playthrough. There is another game I want to do, which really isn't like any other single-player game experience. And some people might already be able to guess what it is I'm planning on doing, but no spoilers apart from that. Maybe I'll just make some sort of like poll thing where I say, hey, do you want me to do this or this? And we'll see how it goes. Picking up this health. At first it does nothing. And then it starts spawning kamikazes. So once again, I'm going to like run out here and just kind of give myself a little safe area to retreat to, because kamikazes are scary. So I'm gonna see if I can just run past these areas real quick. I could probably get away with using the Colts too. I mean, they're pretty good for kamikazes since they have such low health already. Did you? Okay, I could have sworn Sam just had to like reload twice right there. That was kind of strange. Maybe one of these lasers will actually like hit the kamikazes. I'm kind of hoping that's going to happen at some point. Right, just reload. Yeah, lasers are hitting the kamikazes. I love friendly fire in this game. Okay. Hey, one of them just blew up by that. That was fancy. I'm gonna switch to the shotgun and take care of these enemies up close because it's so much more convenient right at the moment. Oh. Maybe I should deal with those biomechs. That might be a bit more recommended. Alright. Gonna see if I can lob a few grenades over. And one rocket to do the job, and you probably won't be able to see in the video, but there's some really, really tiny enemies way out there. Those are more kamikazes, so I'm just gonna run towards them and defeat them normally. Because as you've seen before, if enemies are a certain distance away from you, then they will probably not notice you until you start running forward towards them. So they're looking a little glitchy right now, but as they get closer, they suddenly actually begin to notice you. Boom, shank shank. Boom, shank shank. And that's the last one. Okay, that was fairly simple. What could possibly go wrong? Enemies! This is just kind of a basic combination of all the enemies you've already previously fought, so it's a very simple battle. Once again, I'm going to try and retreat to a specific area where I'm a little bit safer. And try and prioritize these enemies. Okay. Let's fire a couple rockets at you. And then switch to the minigun. And you, I think I'm just going to gun down because that takes less time than using rockets. Right. Yeah, I have enough grenades, I'll just use these. Ow. I have to say, I do prefer the grenade launcher over the rocket launcher in terms of the projectile speed. Because I just love how the grenades bounce all over the place. And, well, like, they certainly don't have as much travel time as, say, the rockets do. Eventually they're going to blow up on their own. Which is why the rockets are better, but the rockets, they travel a bit slower, so whenever I'm up close and personal with enemies, I much prefer to use the grenade launcher. And it should be either, I think it's just one more battle right here, or there could be, I don't know, we'll find out. I'm thinking that there's actually going to be like a Highlander that spawns behind us, but we shall see. That might only be in serious mode, however, I could just be thinking it up. How are you not dead yet? Yeah. Alright. Yeah.
Not again. Who's your dad?
Ed Sam had something to say to that. Right, so it's just a Highlander. It takes about like 20 rockets, I believe. So, not too big of an issue. Could be a little less. I think I wasted maybe... I don't know. I don't know. But he's dead anyways, so let's just move on. Also, another reason I don't actually want to do the second encounter directly after the first encounter, this should be kinda notable, is that the person I'm subscribed to, Garrett, he started playing the second encounter recently, and depending on when I actually finish this playthrough, I don't want to, like, do the second encounter so close to when he just started doing it, kind of rip him off in that sense. I mean, technically I already rip him off enough because my commentary style is heavily inspired by him. Let me just leave it at that. Anyways, we just got a new weapon, which is the laser gun. And it has sort of slower projectiles in comparison to something like the minigun and other things like that. But lasers are actually a bit more powerful than bullets, so it actually works really well against most enemies. There is one thing I don't really understand about this gun, however, is that sometimes in some levels, the projectiles, like, they don't actually fire as fast as they normally would. Like, here you can see projectiles, they're kind of shooting a little slowly, but in other cases, sometimes they shoot, like, really super fast, and I'm not really sure what the mechanics are behind the laser gun. I think it could be a glitch. I could be wrong, but, you know, maybe I'll look it up later on. Maybe I'll rock Serious Sam Wiki and figure it out, because I'm genuinely curious if that's a glitch or not. I'm just gonna quickly check this right here. Yes, XL2 laser gun. You can read the stuff about it on the screen. But anyways, glitchy firing. Not really sure why that is. It just happens. There's another biomech back here. Oh yeah, it spawns a bunch of enemies again. I forgot. Boom. Ow. Hey, there's a gnaw right here. That's adorable. There's actually a bomber right next to us, but I kind of like to ignore them at first for no real reason. I just kind of do that out of habit, because I'm more focused on defeating the reptiloids here. Okay, you over there. We'll take care of you next. And then you... Oh yeah, the ammo pack spawns. That's pretty good. Okay, that takes care of you and you! That's the door I have to go through. Don't dare guard it from me. Alright. 2. I can play with you now. Well spoken, Sam. Ow. Where is... Oh. I think one of them... Yeah, there's one guy over there. Alright, so before we actually end the level, there are 2 more secrets right here. And the first one, it's kind of... Well, you are going to have to take damage first, but basically you have to rocket jump up here. The secret depot has been found. And that spawned an enemy. Which was a skeleton. And I admittedly did not expect that, so... I thought it was going to be an arachnoid. And over there is another secret that involves rocket jumping, which... Actually, it doesn't necessarily involve rocket jumping. You can get it 2 ways. You can either continuously shoot rockets at it until it blows up, or you can stand on it, which is less wasteful of ammunition. So let's just stand here and wait. Yeah. And after the debris clears... After the debris clears, I was kind of hoping I could run away right there. Oh my god, that is like the scariest thing that's happened to me yet in this playthrough. Oh, I thought I was gonna die right there. But yeah, that spawns giant health, and I believe once we pick it up, it actually counts the secret. So I'm just gonna pick up this health right here. I should correct myself if I haven't already. Giant hearts give you 100 health, not 200. So it's important to have a full health bar if you want to go exactly up to 200 health. That's the maximum in normal modes, generally. And I believe that is everything. Going to leave without armor, that's kind of risky. But yeah, that was the Dunes level. It's a pretty fun level in my opinion. I kind of like the little battles you get to encounter. Statistics, yes, we got all the secrets. That is that. Next we are going to the suburbs. Entering Memphis was tougher than I thought it would be, but I never doubted that you make it. We are now in Memphis suburbs. Poor people and slaves lived here, so I don't think we will find any significant information in this part of town. You must penetrate deeper into the very heart of Memphis. Alright then, so enemy at the beginning of the level, for starters. 2 enemies at the beginning of the level, for starters. So, after we clear out these couple of enemies, I'm going to open up the Trixa and we are going to end this because I don't want to have to deal with this right now. So, next time we play, we will enter the suburbs and we will head towards our next destination, which is a bit of an odd destination if you ask me. You will find out by then, so thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day or evening, and I guess I will see you in the next video.